All right. Holy cow, this is 2 videos in one day. It's 9 o'clock on a Tuesday night, and I am finishing up Cicero. It might just be the sheer exhaustion, because for some reason today was just exhausting. Um, or maybe it's I'm gaining an appreciation now, but I'm starting to like Cicero. I usually didn't, but I feel like I'm gonna have to add more Cicero into the rotation. This was, not bad. Maybe I'm just tired. We'll see. All right, so on the previous section, we had talked about all of her partying, right? He really sort of goes into, the partying, the adulteries, the affairs that she's had. Um, he says, he ends it with that wonderful dilemma. It's like either you explain all of this nonsense or you tell us that you've been lying. And that's a beautiful dilemma to make. It was very well said. And if you guys listen to manipulative people, and if you listen to those characters on TV that you end up loving to hate, you're going to hear them give these types of dilemmas frequently. All right. I can't think of one now, but maybe that'll be your homework. Maybe that'll be the next bonus. You guys find me a real world dilemma. Okay. Some nice little pithy, I don't know, somewhere, some person like an Iago that you just love to hate. And they give this dilemma, and you can bring it out and say, hey, it's still here. All right. So he really is attacking her in 35. So we start with 36. He's like, okay, so thus, however, I say just thus. Thus, however, it's just a start. You may wish, Mawis, you might prefer whatever. That I go. Okay, we're in indirect statement. You might prefer that may I go, urbanos, more politely. Let's do politely. Polite. Oh my gosh. How do you spell politely? Hold on.
Politely. Politely.
Yeah, I would have never gotten that. There you go. More politely. Urbanos, you get urbane from it. So it's like more refined, more cultured, more polite. Okay. Thus, Agam, I will go with you. Okay. Remoebo, I will remove that old harsh man. Senecum, that old harsh man. Almost agrestam. Can you see the agrarian? Almost country, almost, I don't want to say, I don't know, country, like country bumpkin-ish. Okay. Thus I will go with you. I will remove, notice all the futures. I will remove, remoebo, that old harsh man. That old man harsh, that harsh old man. Now remember, the harsh old man was Appius, right? All right, the blind one. Who couldn't see that she was evil. Anyway, that harsh old man, and almost agrestam, almost I gotta come up with another word than countrified, but that's all I can think of right now. Countrified, country bumpkin. Hold on. Let me pause for a second. All right, I found a good note that said unsophisticated. That's good. Unsophisticated. Thank God they spelled that out for me. Unsophisticated. All right, so again, with all of the prejudice that a city slicker would have against someone who grew up in the country, they would call him agrestam. Urbanos from the city is good. They're refined, they're polite. Agrestam from the country, vulgar, rude, uncouth, unsophisticated. Obviously, local prejudice playing a large role in this. Okay. So he's going to take that old man out of the picture. He's notice that again, he doesn't add an but he's going to pick a new person out from his tuis, from these ones. Tuis is in the ablative here, but it's almost like genitive. From these ones of yours. Like from your men, from your family gathered here. From these ones, I'm going to say of yours. Therefore, sumam, I will take up aliquem, a certain one. I will take up a certain one. Okay. Most especially, ac potissimum looks like it's somewhere superlative. I guess it is. It's like, and most especially. Like I'm picking out like what he thinks is. It's almost like he's saying, I'm going to be nice. I'm going to be the good guy. I'm going to do the right thing. So most especially, a certain one, and most especially, okay, minimum fratum, your youngest brother. Okay, here we go. Most especially, your youngest bro. She would have come from a large family. Well, I mean, you know, as many as they could have had anyway. All right, your youngest brother, who is in esto genere, in this generation. Look at the isto, though. Again, that slight pejorative that you would expect from an older man talking about the younger generation. He's like, oh, well, you know, this generation. So who is in this generation, urbanissimos, the most refined. Who is in this generation most refined. Okay, like most educated, most eloquent, most all the things, the most refined. Okay. Who, okay, qui who, we're introducing a relative clause, who loves you, amate, who loves you, plurimum, the most, very, very much. Who loves you very much. And it's not just a lot, it's plurimum, the most at all. And who, propter nescio quam, who on account of I don't know what. There we go. Okay, who. So there's the qui, who, propter on account of I don't know what. Okay, I believe some fear and certain, make damn certain your dems are the same, certain nocturnal empty fears. Okay, so we're setting things up here. This is interesting. All right, let's see where he goes to this. I believe fear, timidum, like timidity, fear, and certain, we can pull the empty first. The empty is the ananes. Certain empty nocturnal fears. Okay, with you, semper, always. This means very young boy. So like 6, like a child, very small child, who always with you as a small boy with his meore sorore, with his older sister, would sleep. Always with you with his older sister. Okay. With you, with his older sister. He does say that twice. So it's the take home with you, with his meore sister, with his older sister, kubitawit, would sleep. So this is awkward. Okay. So again, she had a couple of brothers. This could potentially be talking about her. Again, we talked about her playing board games with her brother. Claudius, this could be that. It could be that he's insinuating she had relationships with her younger brother. And again, there's nothing substantial about this. There's no proof of this. Cicero's just laying it out there like it was some sort of rumor. And if you guys haven't figured it out by now, rumor gets started by people spreading gossip. And the gossip is like 1 part truth, 3 parts lie, right? You mix a little truth in with the lie and suddenly everybody drinks it up. So they're buying into all of this. Maybe she was a bit of a party girl. That doesn't mean she slept with her brother. Okay. But he's bringing in this kid. He sets him up as an urbanissimos who loves her very much. He, is always with her. He's always by his side. So this little brother of hers is going to be on her side. Okay. But then Cicero ends it with but he slept with you. Now, maybe it was totally innocent, but Cicero's not setting it up that way. Okay. Putato, which is very interesting, future imperative. I would think that he, you got a lot of indirect statements. He would say to you. Now I know it says with you, but he would say it to you. Okay, we would say to you. So putato, I would think that he would say to you, quid tumultarius. What is this uproar, sister? What is your uproar? What is your I'm going to say uproar. There's probably a better way to say it. What is your uproar, sister? Like, why are you shouting? Okay. Quid insanus. What is your insanity? Well, maybe it'd be why? Maybe instead of quid is what, it's better as why. Maybe it's better as occur. Why are you making all this noise, sister? Why are you so insane? So let's try this. Why are you making an uproar, sister? Why are you insane? I don't know if there's a better way to say that, but it's like quid insanus. What is your insanity? Like, why are you making this craziness? What is going on with you? Quid insanus. Like, that's because of course she's made these accusations in Caelius, and Cicero wants her to stop. Okay, here we go. Oh my goodness. Look at this. We can see the end. This is so exciting. All right, let me put this up. All right. Why, having started the shout with words, so let's actually make this quid occur. Why, having started this clamorum, this noise, this shout, verbos, with words. Okay, do you make a small thing big? Now remember, rem doesn't just mean thing. It means like affair, like I don't know, situation. Why do fakis you make this small affair big? It's like, why are you making a big deal? Why are you making a mountain out of a molehill? It's a little deal, right? Now, her little brother here is going to go in and tell her what she was doing. Okay, it's not going to be kind. Because, of course, it's not her little brother talking, it's Cicero talking. Let's see, find another pen. We're going to try this one. See, these are the Papermate Flare. They're scented too. This is Pomegranate Passion. We're going to see how Pomegranate Passion shows up on pink. This could be bad. Let's see. Aspexy. Look at the istic. No, that looks well. You saw a young man, a neighboring young man. Neighboring young man. Now remember, it was fact that somewhere in this, Caelius had rented an apartment next to Claudia. Like somewhere on the Aventine Hill, those two were actually neighbors. And that's what started some of these rumors and probably did start the affair if there was one. Okay. The candor heus, the splendor of him. We would say handsomeness, but we can say splendor. The splendor of him, okay? And the procaritus, and his height, and his face, and his eyes. Now they don't say and everywhere, but we're putting it, and his eyes, popularant, drove te you. Look at that. Okay, you caught sight of this young man, his handsomeness and his height and his face and his eyes drove you. Look at the juxtaposition between the heus and the te. The heus is referring to Caelius here, and the te is referring to Claudia. And you can see like they're juxtaposed, they're forced together, but he's about to split them apart. And it's interesting that we're forcing those two people together when they really don't want to be together, at least according to Cicero, they don't want to be together. According to Claudia either, after he tried to poison her, right? Okay. You wished to see him more frequently. You wish to see him more frequently. You were never, not that, you were not never in the same garden. Hortus here, it can mean garden, it can also mean estate. And even in the city, there could have been these rather large, ridiculously huge domi, which would have had large indoor gardens. Okay. You were never not in the same garden. Okay. You, a nobilius woman, you an upper class woman, wanted that filium familias. Now remember that familias is one of those archaic genitives like pater familias. So you wanted that son of a family, like that, like pater, like the father of the family. This is the son, this very close connection. You wanted that son of a family. So you wanted, okay. You wanted, I guess I could take it back up here. Okay. You saw this, you caught sight of this neighboring young man, his handsomeness, his height, his face, and his eyes drove te you. You wanted to see him more frequently. Fuisti, you were not never in the same garden. That's litotes, by the way. Litotes, double negative, meaning that they were always in the same. Okay, not never in the same garden. You, a refined, noble woman, wished that son of a family, of a certain family, like of a particular family, with a patre parco et tenaci. So this is with a father that is parsimonious and tight-fisted. Okay. All right. With a parsimonious and tight-fisted father. So some of you might be asking, what the heck does parsimonious mean? Parsimonious would mean that, like cheap, tight-fisted, they don't give their sons an allowance, they hold on to the purse strings. So remember, in the Roman household, the head of the household was the oldest male relative. So as a young man, your father still had absolute control. In fact, many times I believe the son's wealth went into the father's purse. Like you weren't allowed to have your own money until you were liberated, which happened at your father's death. So now most fathers, I'm sure at some point would release the purse strings, but what Cicero was saying is that Caelius, as a young man, was not given a great deal of money to spend. Even though his family was extremely wealthy, he was not allowed to have a fat bank account, okay? So what he's playing on is like, you wanted as a noble woman, as a rich woman, okay? You saw this young man from this tight-fisted father, okay, with a parsimonious and tight-fisted father, right? Sorry. To have bound to you by money. Let's do it this way. Yeah. To have bound to you with money, riches. Right? Okay. So you, a noble woman, like a wealthy woman. Okay. You, Weiss, wanted that son of a family man, that son of a family, with a parsimonious and tight-fisted father, to have bound to you with wealth, coitus, with wealth. So they're like, you tried to buy him. Okay. You spent money at him. You gave him, I don't know, the latest Xbox, whatever it is you guys want. Just threw the money at them. It's a love bomb. And it didn't work. According to Cicero, it didn't work. Non potest, you are not able. Look at how long Cicero goes into this. He spends 3 lines lining it up. You saw him, you wanted him, his handsomeness, his face, his eyes. You were into all of these things. You put yourself into it, you threw money at it. Non potest, didn't work. It's quick, it is to the point, and it is like he sets up Claudia to be this like conniving, backstabbing, well, not backstabbing, but like, I don't know what you want to call her, like, I don't know, tricky woman. And then non potest, Caelius didn't fall for you. All right. He calcitrat resprutit non putat. Look at that tricolon. He kicked you. He spurned you. He did not think your gifts to be of worth. Okay. He kicked you, like not actually kicked, like he kicked, like he was refusing, like not physically kicked. He spurned. Spurned is an old-fashioned word meaning like rejected. He rejected you. He did not think to Adona your gifts to be tanti, that's a genitive of worth, of such value. Okay. He kicked out at you. He spurred you. He did not think your gifts to be of such value. Conferte. And now he's telling her, he's giving her advice, right? He's telling her, so go away. Confer. Confer meaning to carry. Carry yourself. Carry yourself to another place. Carry yourself, alio, to, oh my gosh, this is where I'm at. To another place. Okay, carry yourself to another place. Man, I'm tired. Okay. Habes, you have hortos paratos, gardens. And again, hortos can mean estates. Estates having been chosen on the Tiber diligently in that place. Okay, so they had specific estates picked out on the Tiber River. Now, only the wealthiest lived there. Okay. You have gardens picked out on the Tiber. Okay. Carefully. Let's do carefully. I think carefully works better. Carefully in that place. Okay. To which all the youth come for the purpose of swimming. Causa plus the gerundive here, or the, yes, gerundive, for the purpose of swimming. Gerund, oh man, to which all, all the young men come for the purpose of swimming. Okay. So he's like, you have this garden, it's on the Tiber. You have a place where all the young men, now this is, I mean, the fact that an older woman is hanging out with a bunch of young men who are swimming, they didn't wear swimsuits, guys, so this would have been in the all together, is not probably proper or appropriate. So Cicero doesn't have to come out and say, even though he did come out and say that she has affairs and does all these things, now he's just hinting at it. And not only is he doing it, he's doing it in a slightly gentler way because it's her little brother. And her little brother who's talking, he's introduced yet another persona, another character. Keep in mind that this is almost a farce, right? What lawyer brings in a character? It's like, I'm going to pretend to be your little brother and tell you off. This is a joke. All of this is a joke. And he's still in his joke telling her, well, you know, you could have picked someone else. It's very weird. Okay. And the last little bit. In this place, or from this place, from here, it would be allowed. It would be allowed to, for you, I guess, legos, for you to choose. Legos can mean to read, but it can also be to choose. For you to choose condiciones, lovers, every day. Every day. It's like you could have had your pick. You could have had a pick of anybody. Why this one who spurns you, molestas you annoy? You annoy. Look at that. It's molesta, huh? Remember sextus? There you go. Molestas. You never thought you'd use that word again. There you go. Why this one? Queek, as actually going to molestas. Why this one who spurns you to annoy? It's like you had a whole literal swimming pool full of young men to choose from, and yet you're picking the one you don't want, that doesn't want you back. All right. This whole speech is just another giant stake in Clodia's argument. Even if they could have made a rebuttal that made sense, Cicero did this in such a way with so many people laughing at them, playing on her reputation, playing on the things that no one guessed at, bringing out these fictional, farcical characters just to totally undermine everything that she had to say. And he's doing it in a very rather amusing way. And in addition, he is also not touching on at all any of the charges made against Caelius. Notice that he still hasn't said anything about how Caelius is innocent. He's just shooting down the opposition. It's no wonder that Cicero won this one. Okay. There you go. That was it. That's it. We're done. All right. I'll see some of you in class tomorrow. If not, you guys can always send me an email if you have any questions.